Welcome back to another episode of Bear Talks, guys. Today I'm going to be hosting. I am Omar.
I'm Honeybee.
And I'm Oba.
All right. Today we're going to be talking about the topic of magic, Juju, Obia, whichever you want to call it, but basically magic in the music industry. I mean, as a few of you socialites have already seen, J Hus recently made a statement talking about him when he stopped doing Juju is basically when his life fell apart. Now, the whole topic of magic in the music industry isn't just something that's targeted particularly to J Hus, because there are quite a few artists we've heard of that have been doing magic or had a magic in their background or protection, so to speak. I mean, what do you think, honey?
Well,
about magic in the music industry? What's your views?
I think there are certain people that obviously do magic, and there's certain people who are just naturally talented. But with me, I don't know, I just don't believe in this whole magic business, because it's like, what he said in that snap was, if it's when he stops doing black magic or Juju. Did he say Juju or black magic?
I can't remember if it was black magic or Juju.
But okay, so when he stopped doing that, that's when his life went down or anything. So I feel like that shouldn't be right. That doesn't make it. Me personally, that doesn't make any sense. But go on, please, because I just don't know.
What about you? What's your views on black magic or Juju? And
for me, I just think like it's more about the definition of what he's trying to say. What's this message that he's trying to get across? So people talk about black magic. What is black magic? You know, so when you talk about Juju, what is Juju? The perception of an individual is different when you're talking about Juju and black magic.
It's true, because when
So what, are we saying black magic and Juju are two different
alright, look.
No, the same.
Alright, let's put it down to, let's even say black magic, because at the end of the day, we're all black people that come from different nations. So let's put it down to black magic. I think a lot of the time in the media, black is portrayed as, and to be honest with you, it is because of the supremacy of racism. Black is portrayed as negative. Black is portrayed as bad. Black neighborhoods are portrayed as bad. I mean, look at it like this: black magic, black ball, black list,
black book.
Black book. Do you know what I mean? I mean, the word black is generally associated with negativity, and I think, to be honest with you, every nation has had a history of having some form of magic. Whether one nation learnt from the other, this nation learnt from the other. At the end of the day, for centuries, magic has been going on. And I kind of look at it as some people have a blessing of certain gifts they were given from God, and some people are trying to manipulate, or maybe, I don't know, one of the examples is make deals with the devil for certain gifts that they would like. So when we kind of talk about black magic, you're right, it is a kind of, what's the definition? Because I believe that magic can be used for good, and as well as magic can be used for evil.
I disagree.
Okay, why did you say
I disagree. I believe that I don't like I wouldn't put good magic as, I wouldn't call that magic, if that makes any sense, because I believe some people are naturally talented.
So some people are given blessings from God.
They're gifts. So we all have gifts, different gifts that we know we possess.
But our gift is our magic. Individually, what makes you different, what makes you unique is your magic.
I don't think that's the same thing as magic.
But is that magic though? That's what I'm saying. So that's not the same as Juju.
That's something that's special. Don't get me twisted. I agree with you. That's something that makes you special to everyone else. But I think magic is something totally different. See, magic is, and not to take away from us being spiritual beings, but magic is something which is like, obviously there is a spiritual world.
Yeah.
And there is a lot of things that are on the other side of that spiritual world. And that's where I think magic really relies on. It's more in another realm. What makes you unique and what makes you an individual person is something totally different.
No, I disagree with that, because I believe like we humans, we're humans in a body form, which is the dust of the body. And what is inside you, what makes you human, the spiritual part of you that makes you, that's to connect with the spirit world. That's not divided away from you. Your flesh and your skin connect to this world. So we are spiritual being having a physical experience. So you can't take that away from you. That is the part.
I agree with you in that sense. You can't take that away from a living being because they're living.
But that's the magic. That's the magic, because you can go to you can't send anyone to the spiritual world to bring you magic. It's the precedence of what our ancestors have left behind.
The thing is, although we are here living beings and although we have souls and we have spirits, I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. We live in a world which is not made for you to be in touch with your spiritual self.
How come?
How come? I mean, you couldn't ask me because I don't run the world. But the fact of the matter is, like, we do not live in environments that do well for us to connect with our spiritual being. Therefore, you have a lot of people that are walking around unconscious and not actually aware to their spiritual. I mean, put it this way, when I was growing up, people were religious. Hardcore religious. Now, if you really check it over the past 15, 10, even 20 years, religion's fizzled out. People worship money now. Do you know what I'm saying to you? So, the whole thing of having a spiritual connection, I don't ever tell people be religious. Be spiritual. Make sure that you have a spiritual connection because it anchors you to each point of your being on this earth.
Well, that's the same thing I'm saying.
Mental, and that's what I'm saying. So I agree with you. But I wouldn't agree with you to say that is magic. Do you know what I'm saying to you? Some people are given certain blessings and gifts which are above and beyond of certain other people. And I'm not saying that makes you better. I mean, look at it like this. Joseph, who had the technical, in the Bible, who had the technical dream.
Yeah.
Right. Now, not to say that his brothers were not special in some way, but guess what? Joseph, he was the brother who was able to interpret dreams. So this is why I say, because the fact of the matter is, I know, like, we're talking about the spiritual world.
Yep.
Have any of you ever had a ghostly encounter?
Bro, a lot of us have had that. Like, I can't speak for everyone, but I can speak for myself personally. Yeah, you wouldn't go there. Do you get me?
Right.
But what I'm trying to say, what you brought about Joseph.
That's why it doesn't come to me because I can't do that.
But hold on, wait, let me just land now. What you said just now.
There's a reason why I don't open myself to that type of world. The reason
what you just said is the point what I'm trying to make. There's a reason why some of us get different gifts from others.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest with you, do you know how many people go through a whole lifetime not actually being awake and realizing this is my gift? And this is how I can actually use it.
That's the problem we
are. A lot of us look at it as a curse, but the fact of the matter is, why a lot of people do not get, because enough of us are waiting for some form of spiritual thing to happen.
Why do we go to the church? Why do we believe God? Why do we believe the religion?
Okay, I think
we're trying to connect.
We're drifting from the topic here, which is black magic. Okay, so why do people do black magic then? Is it
black?
It is. Why do people do black magic?
It is part of us.
I don't.
It is who we are.
It's not who I am.
It's African.
No. See, I think
it's not. It's not who I am.
Okay, let me.
It's not who we are.
Let me break it down. Let me break it down for you. So let's say that the human race started about 3 million years ago with Lucy, the first black female born to be discovered.
Okay.
And Lucy, that's a very free. No, I'm talking about history and I'm talking about science.
Okay.
So history is part of who we are. We can never leave that behind. You get me? We see the pyramids in Egypt, and we think like, how did they come about? We see the Ori of Olokun from Africa, from Nigeria in Ile-Ife, and we think like that's been existing for how many million years? It's been in the British Museum. They're trying to discover where it came from. Who were the people that made it? How did it come across? So it's been part of our existence, but because of civilization and modernization, we can't trace that history. So we deviated from it.
I've got a great question for you, look. Aliens.
I knew that was gonna come.
Hear me out. Why, innit? I'll tell you why I've said aliens. Because
now you're talking about magic, so we can't do magic without aliens. That's good.
Aliens.
No.
I'll tell you how aliens have come into this.
Go on, let me hear this.
Do you believe in aliens?
Because hold on 1 second.
Oh no. Before we go forward, before we discuss this, we need to carry our along.
Let's find out.
What, you believe in aliens?
No, do you believe in extraterrestrial?
I do believe in extraterrestrials. Extraterrestrial.
Aliens, let's see. Do you believe in aliens? You don't. You don't believe in life on other planets.
But you believe in spiritual world?
Yeah, I
Because
believe in
all right, cool. But you don't believe in life on another planet. As to
Listen, I don't know.
There's no pressure, honey.
This
No
is why
pressure.
I've said, hold on, Bear Talks people, because this is why I've said aliens. Because there are certain things that can't be explained. I mean,
Definitely.
People say, as to what we was at, black people built the pyramids. Some people will tell you, oh, the aliens came and built the pyramids. The aliens on the crop circles. So, because this is where I'm getting at with it now. I could probably lay back. Well, as we Londoners know, we don't really get that much of beautiful nighttime skies, you know. But you out of towners, yeah, you'll know what I'm talking about.
Definitely understand.
I could go out of London, lay on my bonnet, and look up at the sky and be like, oh, that's magical. So this is why I'm saying alien.
But is that black magic?
So hold on,
But it's not.
Hold on. It's a black nighttime sky. You know what I'm saying to you? So you got. But what I'm trying to get at is this, innit? Is when you kind of differentiate magic, some things that can't be explained, some people put down to aliens, some people put down to, oh, well, our ancestors got it from aliens, or we learned from the aliens, we learned technology from the aliens. This is why I say,
we need to know the history of where it comes from before we can deliberate on it. So we can't just skip the point and think like, where were we coming from? Where was the history of the magic?
Yeah. Well,
so if you don't know the history, you can't understand the magic.
Oh, I agree with you on that. I mean, if I use my imagination, I would look at it like this, innit? In black civilizations, there were people who had blessings, or what have you, whichever way you want to call it, who were able to perform healing miracles and
definitely without going to the hospitals, without going to the modern medicine.
Because I mean, at the end of the day, through spiritual strength, anything is possible.
Yeah.
So I do believe that there are certain people that had that. Also, at that same time, I would believe that there are people who probably envied that or wanted extra or stronger powers or whatever you want to call it for humanly gain.
So if we're not deviating from the point, JLs was talking about black magic. Is JLs a black person or not?
Of course,
is JLs connected to his historical background?
Yeah, no,
he is.
So he's not talking about Juju black magic then?
He's talking about his history, I think.
Well, see, the thing is,
because remember he corrected himself and he put a snap up the couple of hours later.
No, he did. He said just because I'm talking about black magic. Why does it?
People took the context. People took the context of it out.
And this is where I agree with it to some extent. I can't fully dive in there because I don't know what he's talking about, so I can't pick up for his statement. But what I can say is, I will agree on that point. Like I said, black has been used too much with a negative reinforcement.
Okay, I understand
Perception
that,
with people.
yeah.
So guys, do you think that other musicians are using, not black magic, Juju, to get
to benefit?
Audience?
I do believe that. I mean,
Other musicians
Juju's
I've heard of man being in the game and having
who's man at them?
No name calling.
I've got one example. Young Spray's one example I've heard of. I've heard about Young Spray.
Oh, okay.
I've heard of a time where man was trying to bust their gun at Young Spray, and it was just jamming.
Yeah, but we still got people like Sonny Ade.
Hold on, it was jamming. So do you know where I'm getting with this? I'm trying to say, like, listen, who's seen The City of God? Have you seen that movie City of God? I know a lot of you have seen City of God. And you remember Lil Z, right?
Yeah.
All right, and he had his little chain and was told don't take it off or don't fornicate with it. And once he busts his blessing, right? Look, my point is this, innit? I don't disagree with black magic. Black power, you understand?
I don't disagree either.
I don't disagree with black magic because
no,
I
at all.
I can't disagree with.
It is part of who we are.
I disagree with something that I do not know. You understand?
Even when I know it.
But I'm pro-black, yeah? And when I say black power, that doesn't mean to take away power from white people.
No.
Like, there should be white power too, there should be yellow power, there should be red power, there should be power to all people. No, real talk. There should be power to all people, but black power. So, hear what? I'm not going to disagree with black magic. What I will disagree with is devil worship.
Yeah.
When that's what you're doing to try and further yourself or to make sure that you have protection over something.
Yeah, but that's the
The thing is, you're saying devil worship and then black magic.
Yeah, you think they're together.
Why
Because,
yeah.
no, because
because that's what you've been learned.
That's what you've been told, isn't it?
You've been taught you've been
To
taught.
believe in
all right. So Jay has said, it's when things, when he stopped, that's when things started going bad for him.
Mm-hmm.
So when he stopped, why didn't it continue to go well? Because for me, it doesn't make sense. For me, it's like, if you're doing black magic and you carry on doing it and you get to this certain level of fame, and then you stop and then it goes downhill, to me, that is not good magic. That's spiritual, demonic.
Do you think Jails has gone down?
Listen, no, I never said that, but he said that himself. He said that his life went downhill.
Everyone is going through so much things in life as an artist.
I understand that, but he said it by himself that when he stopped doing black magic, that his life went down. I'm sorry. I don't think that's
ironic I'm going to say this, but let me be the devil's advocate for a second here, yeah? Now, let's just say, I know it's so ironic I'm the devil's advocate, innit? Let's say, for example, his form of black magic was what I would call, going to church and worship. Let's just say that's.
But you don't call that black magic.
Hold on. Because different people have different interpretations for things, innit? No, I wouldn't generally call that black magic, no. You understand? But in this day and age, would you like?
But people call it different names.
In this day and age, knowing what to call your religion, because like I said, people worship money nowadays. Yeah,
that's another magic.
The gangsters of our generation were the grannies, and the grannies all stemmed from church. They were the ones who forced you to go to church.
Yep.
Yeah. Most of you don't know what I'm talking about. Yeah, because most of us grew up in households and generations where we were told. We didn't choose to go to church, we was told.
Yeah, we were forced to go to church.
Right. Now, in that sense, with the spirituality being so mixed up nowadays, and I'm just saying, I'm playing devil's advocate for a second, I'm just saying, like, maybe that is his form of worship. That's what he calls his worship. Because, at the end of the day, I grew up a Christian. I'm not a Christian. Because we as black people were never Christians in my belief.
Yeah, true.
That is something
we were learning.
We was colonized into Christianity.
Right? We were forced to. People were killed to get into it.
So therefore, what name do you give it to? And then not only that, I'll be honest with you, this is a funny thing. I was watching one day when I never had no work, like I was at home daytimes, as some of you do and some of you don't know. I was watching Charmed. Because like about 10:30 in the morning, E4, you ain't doing nothing, you're lazy. I was watching Charmed, and there was an episode of Charmed where the sisters were trying to say a spell, but they were saying it wrong. And it made me think, so we're praying to God and whatever, and we're saying amen or amen, but what if you're talking to your God in the wrong way? And then, because you're talking the wrong way, it doesn't communicate. Just like as those magicians are saying a spell wrong. Saying a spell wrong.
If you spell wrong, then you get the repercussions.
Right. Something else happens. You get another spell.
Definitely.
And this is what I'm trying to say. That maybe we have been so discommunicated.
It is about
from our heritage.
Yeah.
That, like I said, black magic.
True.
Right? Let's get away from it.
I've got a point on that. Let me just brief on that, because like personally, I'm an artist, and I grew up in Nigeria, and I know more about my tradition, my Yoruba, because I'm Yoruba, and it's one of the most ethnic and most versatile tradition ever. Some people even has it as a religion in Portugal and in Brazil, Colombia. So what's the basic of Yoruba? Yoruba is part of the culture that gave birth to a lot of religion. Do you get me? And there's a lot of adage that ties Yoruba back to our heritage. And the heritage of the Yoruba is more or less communicating both in this world and the outside world. It's part of who we are. So if you're a Yoruba person and you were born in America or you are born you still have that lineage, you have that gene inside of you that connects you back to your roots.
That's one thing that I notice about a lot of.
So I'm saying, still on jails. Still on jails.
Their culture. I mean,
embedded in them.
What I've noticed is that a lot of people, and I've said this, are losing their culture. In this day and age,
they're losing it because of BS.
Are losing their culture because of what we had, the music that we have now, a lot of the TV shows and visuals that we see.
So back to jails.
Out of a lot of black people, Nigerians, on a majority scale, nothing. I'm not gonna lie, there is few that I wash out, but on a majority scale, Nigerians they're like Wakanda.
Yeah, definitely.
Their culture
definitely.
still.
So going back to
the topic here, like what Oni meant was, you see when JR said he stopped doing it.
Yeah.
That's when things went down.
Why?
Yeah.
Why?
So
Why
what
is it going
she's
down?
trying to say is, if it's good, why is it that when he stops?
That's
what
But
to
then-
me.
I'll pick a point on that. I'll pick a point on that.
But then again, if I'm playing devil's advocate,
No.
again,
I'll put a point on that. I'll put a point on that. If you look at JL's history, JL's is Gambian. JL still have connection with his roots.
Because he's Gambian.
No. I mean, he still have, no. I'm saying he has a connection with his roots as well as Gambian.
Yeah.
We don't know this stuff. Do you get me? JL has a mom. JL has a grandmother. JL has a connection with Gambia.
Mm-hmm.
Basically in London, that are living with him. JL has a lot of history with knife, crime, violence. How many times have you been arrested with? Do you get me? Like with knife, with all that. So him coming out publicly to say, oh, since when I stopped doing black magic, my music went down. It might be proportional to him since when I start taking knife, when I start getting arrested, people have a negative. Who's gonna promote you if you have gun, if you have knife?
Alright, then look at it this way. Why is it when he was doing it, he was still promoting knives, guns? Why was he flourishing then?
No, because he was arrested. Because he got the media put him out negatively. After even Drake brought him out on the show. Do you get me? Because the perception of what the media tells you affects your fans as a musician. So if the media put you out,
Very true, but I mean,
do you get me? Like,
I think what you've just said does not answer the question.
No, it doesn't.
well, how come?
It doesn't, because I hear what you're saying. What you're saying is, from he started doing that magic there, things were flourishing. And when you stopped, if it was something supposed to be good, why did it stop happening?
What do we understand as the magic he's doing?
Now, see, it's crazy because the only thing that I can only relate this to what I know. Yeah. And in relating this to what I know, it's like I've heard of similar stories of people that may, you know what I mean, that they're being blessed by God, and you know, they stopped worshipping God and they've gone and thought they was the big pants and whatever.
Oh, I get what you mean now.
God has licked them.
Yeah, God will know.
Like, whether if you want to visualize it as Zeus licking you with a thunderbolt, but God has a way of getting you a box when he want to give you a box. You understand? Yeah, he's got a funny sense of humor. But that's the only thing that I can kind of look at and relate the J Hus or what J Hus may be saying to. When you stop kind of giving that worship to that energy, whether you want to call it God, whether you want to call it
this is belief.
Juju, whether you want to call it Obia, whether you want to call it Santa Maria, do you know what I'm saying?
What I think brought J Hus to the limelight was his featuring what he was saying about Afrobeat music. When I first heard of J Hus, I thought he was an African, like a Nigerian artist.
Okay.
Did you see what I done? Did you see what? That's the intonation of what he used.
He blew up with that Fanta tune.
No. I mean the intonation, the context that he was using. He was using more of the African. J Hus is British, bro. Like J Hus would sing properly like Sneak Bowl. J Hus would sing like Kojo. But he was bringing the African style. That was what gave him a niche in the business. That people think like, whoa, who is this guy? British guys singing in the African way. In the African way, the black way. The black way, the magic way.
Well, I mean...
So I haven't heard of his latest album or his latest song, so I wouldn't know. Yeah. Maybe he's diverted a lot of thing for me. No, I don't know. Maybe that's why he thought like, okay, since I stopped doing the African thing.
Well, I mean, it's crazy because...
But he still does the African thing.
How? Have you seen his latest track? His latest song?
He hasn't released anything.
But it's not just... He didn't release anything. But then this is the thing that I've just looked at now when I think about it. It's not just artists in the UK.
We're going on like it's just UK artists that have been using magic. Because at the end of the day,
white people use
US artists have been using magic.
Who?
There's a lot of artists that have been using magic and what have you not.
Magic as well.
I've heard of it being around.
Can I say
Jamaica,
something?
So yes, honey.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So you see, as a particular artist, yeah, and it's so annoying because no one points this out and everyone just thinks it, yeah. With Skepta and Wizkid, and he goes, and I shackle with the devil.
Yeah.
Bro.
I always thought that.
What's that about?
said
Isn't that black magic? Skepta, bro.
No, but then to be
He
honest
was
with you,
right.
alright, hold on one second.
When I did the shaku shaku with the devil.
This is what I realized, innit? Yeah, you see, I don't know. See,
It's in the lyrics.
I hear you, but then this is alright. In a part of a boy becoming a man, most of us are gonna have a tussle with the devil.
Yep.
And that's that
struggle.
Most of us are gonna have a tussle with the devil.
It's more or less
And
like a
that is-
struggle.
That is on the road to
Excuse me?
becoming.
Becoming who you
Do you know
are.
what shaku shaku means? It's a dance.
Okay, see, shaku. Yeah,
You're
okay.
dancing with the devil. That's what
Yeah,
he's
but
just saying.
that's what you're doing. Most of us have.
But do you see what the
How to
lyrics?
dance
The
with
lyrics of what he said before that. Did he think about it?
What did he say before that?
He's trying to stay away from bad energy. You're picking the lines from bad energy. Stay far away.
So,
No, yeah,
but he still says when that
still
shaku
says-
shaku with the devil.
Yeah,
That's
Are you
not.
guys all
No,
right?
no. That's not how he said it. No. What lyrics come before that? Can you tell me what lyrics come before that?
It's been taken out of context.
Give him the shaku shaku.
No. What lyrics?
Yeah,
Now
give
you.
him the shaku
No.
shaku with the devil.
Tell me the lyrics that come before that.
What's he saying before that? Apple Music. Oh,
No, you get me? Like, you need
bring
to
it
hear
out.
what he said
Can I
before
bring it
that.
out? Can I
Yeah,
bring
bring
it
it out. Yeah, why not? We're on the show. You need to bring it out because you don't just pick a context from what an artist is saying in the music and use it to capitalize on what he's
I
saying.
can understand how.
He's talking about bad energy.
I can understand how
You lot
man
are
saying
lost
dance
it,
with the devil because hear what I'm saying to you. I'm a man who I grew up in Mozart in the hood, and I might not be on the. I've never been on the block like that, but yo, I've had dances with the devil. Do you understand? Listen, you gotta understand. You represent. See, the entertainment industry alone
It's
is
devilish.
filled with spirits and devils.
You get me?
understand? So I've had enough dances.
You have to
with the
pick.
devil
Yeah,
because
you have to pick what you want to pick and leave the rest that you don't want
as
it.
someone who grew up in the church, I know a lot better than a lot of this that I'm in now. Do you know what I'm saying? And the fact of the matter is, me trying to go into certain things which I know better than, you're always going to have a dance with the devil. Because you're always trying to shuffle around and...
Yeah, trying to miss...
You
You get me?
It doesn't necessarily mean...
I have to do it.
I'm going and I'm going to have a wine with the devil. I mean, the devil's...
Listen. This is the shaku. This is the shaku, and this means what? What does this mean? Do you get me? Like, give them the shaku and a dance with it. Do you know where I did the video? We did our video. I did a video there this year. It's called the Freedom Park. The Freedom Park is a freedom park. Do you get me? Like, that's where Fela used to celebrate freedom for a lot of people. What? Fela is Juju as well, but everyone does Juju. Fela does shrine. He's got an African shrine. They're doing collaboration next month.
God help all of you. I pray for everybody. So it says, all right, let me start from here. Big Chief Skeppy, I answer to no one. Counting my blessings, I'm feeling special. Bird's eye view, SK level. Give them the shackle when I dance with the devil.
That's talking about freedom. If you look at the lines, it's independent.
Wait. Young Fela Kuti, the return of the rebel. What did Fela do?
Fela is a rebel.
Juju.
No. Fela is a rebel. He was fighting for human rights.
Or not? Yes or no?
So what's
Yes
Fela
or
did?
no?
Yeah. Fela
Thank
did Juju.
you. He did. That's what I'm saying.
because that was his culture.
I love this.
Exactly.
Because that was Fela's culture. Why are we doing Afrobeat now?
Oh my God.
Why are we doing Afrobeat?
Okay, I asked you a question. Did Fela do Juju? Yes or no?
Yeah, Fela do Juju.
Okay, my man is
Wait.
saying here-
Is Juju bad or not?
Yes, of course it's bad.
Do you see what I mean? It's
That's
your perception.
me,
It's your
that's
perception.
Me. That's me. That's
It's your
me.
perception.
If you don't want to know
Fela fought for the human race. Fela, you don't know much about Fela like I do. I was in Nigeria when Fela is still alive. Fela fought for the human race. Fela have a shrine in
Let me
Lagos.
ask you something real quick.
Why
big
you
man.
got
Hold on,
shrine?
stop.
Is he
I want to ask you something real quick, big man.
Your church is a shrine.
No. Help me say to you.
Your church is a
I
shrine.
don't worship the church.
All right.
Yeah, but your church is a shrine.
All right, let's bring
I
it
don't
down.
worship
1
the
second.
church.
Big man, I have to ask you a question. Do you do Juju?
Bro, my whole life is Juju. I was born in an African family. Bro, listen.
Yes,
So you're gonna blow soon then? Jeez.
That doesn't make you blow soon.
Stop.
just saying.
Because let's not be ignorant. This is what we're here for.
This is education, bro.
Right, we're not here just to gossip.
I'm not here to tell you
Right, so
this is wrong or right.
Hold on. Let's bring the levels down a little bit. Right, so you do Juju.
What's Juju?
Right,
That's what you need to ask me.
Stop. Let me land somewhere
Okay,
now.
land.
Jesus Christ, I can't even fly, but I can fall with style and they're not even trying to let me. This is what I was going to ask you now, because what does Juju... if you ask me what Juju is, I would have thought it was cutting the goat Right.
It's education, bro.
So hear what I'm saying to you. I'm not trying to be ignorant. I can be ignorant. Oh, Juju.
Yeah, I can tell you that.
Right. Let me ask you now, as a man who you said you've been in, you've seen Fela live and
yeah.
Right. So all of this. What is Juju? Cause I'm a Jamaican brother. Yeah, I know about Obian. I know about
yeah. I'll tell you about.
I don't know about Obian, but I know about Duppe. I know about the Lord. Yeah.
I'll tell you about what Juju is and what the culture is. The culture is part of Juju. Juju is not something evil. It's the perception what the colonial masters tell us just to sell us.
So
Juju's not killing.
Just before you say that, what about people that do Juju to make money?
Yeah, but it's a different kind of Juju. So you have to break it down now, saying.
Yeah. So
remember, there's sacrifices.
It's what, bro. We have Sonny Ade. We have Sonny Ade. Sonny Ade is one of the biggest legendary musicians from Africa, from Nigeria most especially. He is Yoruba. Most of the biggest artists from Nigeria, they are Yoruba. Why are they Yoruba? Because they stay true to their culture and their religion.
Okay.
And that's why Sonny Ade had a Juju music, Afro Juju. It's internationally. They bring him to London, they bring him to America to play Afro Juju.
Cool, but then you know, alright, see again, I'll tell you what I do, yeah? I look at it like this. I'm sure the same way how, and I don't mean to go off topic, the same way how you've got Muslims and you've got terrorists.
It's the perception.
No, even that, because with everything, there is good and bad. At the end of the day, there are black folks, and then there are
evil flag.
I'll edit myself. Like, do you know what I'm saying? So therefore, there is good and bad in anything.
In everything.
And I believe that from what you're saying, I mean, it sounds like there may be some good. There may be some good in Juju, but what we have been given is a lot of evil. It's like this, isn't it? People tell you, don't go down Brixton.
Yeah, true.
See from that. You don't want to visit Brixton.
You don't want to.
You don't. You know, go to Brixton. You understand?
Cool.
Right, because all you've heard is bad.
Bad thing. It's the perception, information.
I haven't just heard, I've seen. This is what I am saying.
Well, yeah.
I haven't just heard, I have seen.
You've seen Juju.
I've seen it take over somebody's life.
How do you think it's Juju? How can you verify it?
Because I know the actual person. That's what I'm telling you. And it's not the person. That wasn't the person.
All right, honey, let me ask something. Hold on. How did that affect you? Because you're saying you saw possession. I mean, you don't have to go into detail.
Deep into it.
You saw somebody what you can address as being possessed.
Yeah.
Now, how did that happen? Where? Sorry, I mean, I want to be.
I can't go into details. But let's say I know the person.
Well, and what exactly happened? If
like I said, I can't really go into details. Too much, but I know the person, and when you know someone personally, you know how they act, you know their characters. Course, Do you get what I'm trying to say? So I saw this with my own eyes. Even like it just doesn't make any sense. Like I can't go into it too much.
What was the change though?
What do you mean? What was the change?
Let me
action.
I'll break down Juju.
You know what? I'm not gonna have this conversation.
No. You don't need to. Respect that. Yeah. You said it. Yeah, I'll break what Juju, because what you've made to understand about Juju and what you made to understand about science. How many science students have we got here? Are you a science student?
No.
Yeah, you're not a science student. So I'll break it down for you. So we talk about science now.
Are you a science student?
I'm a science student and I know much about Juju, and Juju is science. And we can go to school and talk about physics and technology and chemistry, but when it comes to Juju, we think it's evil. Science is evil. How can you talk from England to somebody in Africa and you can talk on the phone? How does it get? You say it's technology. But when you talk about, someone praying in their own tradition and in their own culture, it's evil because they made you believe it's evil.
What are you praying to?
You're praying to what?
What are you praying to?
You're praying to a God you've never seen, you've never heard of, he's never talked to you. But now, in your culture, when you pray to the same God you've never seen, you've never heard, you destabilize that or you credit that as evil. Brother, and you believe the way you learn is good.
Let me just say that because
you get what I mean? Like,
see my boss, my brother over here.
It's perception, bro.
My brother over here has the energy of a preacher.
No.
I'm gonna have to start passing around a collection plate right now.
Bro. I hear you. I'm a young person. My dad is 92. My dad is still alive.
Your dad's what?
My dad is 92.
Your dad's a gentleman.
You get me? So my dad passed all this knowledge because it's the tradition of Africa is fading away.
How old are you, brother? If you don't mind me asking.
But I'm in my 30s.
Okay, man said my dad is 92. Listen,
I'm the last child of the family.
That's you see that?
Do you get me? So I got my knowledge from I got my knowledge from the lineage.
Looking at that history,
Do you get me?
For your dad to be 92, you must have a good sense of.
Do you get me? Like rooted, trust me. So when I say some poem, my music is about poetry. I'm an artist. My name is Oba. When I say poetry in my song, people listen to the poetry and think like, oh God, what is he talking about? He's talking about some, but that's poetry. That's who I am. I'm African. I need to connect to my roots. And my roots, what my root do, what my culture do, it's not evil. It's the way they perceive it to you to make you think that my culture and my tradition is evil.
Okay, can I say
it's
something?
not evil. Do you get me?
Can I say something?
Yes, ma'am. You can, honey.
sure?
Yeah, honey. Come on, ask me anything.
I love my mentality right now. It's preacher energy. Go on, you, honey.
All right, cool. So you said there's good magic. Fair enough. Fair play.
Yep.
That's fine. There's good magic, yeah?
In everything, like everything in life is duality. There's always good and evil. There's duality in everything in life. There's a man, there's a woman, there's a black, there's white, there's a good, there's a bad.
All right.
There's a front, there's a back, there's a up, there's a down.
All right, my brother. We get you. Go on, honey, get your point across.
So my question is, so black magic can be seen as bad as well, right?
Yeah,
of course.
Okay. But there's also, I want to know the difference. I want to know what's the line between the good. Is it who you're praying to? Is it, because I'm Basque. I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah, no, I'll explain to
Is
you.
it who you're praying to? Is it what you do with it? Is it
No. It's your intention.
It's your intention.
Everything is about energy, vibration, and frequency.
Well, I think...
Do you get me?
To get to what you're saying, I think everything is about free will.
Yeah.
It's your choice. You want to go and rob somebody in the store? It's your choice.
It's like what I was saying to you earlier. We all have the choice. Now,
it's a choice,
some people have gifts. And I mean, all right, let's look at it like this. Let's look at it in a realm which we can understand. Let's dumb down the magic for a second. Our music is magic because it reaches people. Now you have some people which are using their platform in a negative way.
True.
And you have some people which are using their platform
in a positive way still.
To do more things than just be a star and talk about what car they drive and what clothes they wear and what have you not. Now this is the whole thing of intention of where your magic is used. Yeah,
we don't need to judge whatever they do.
You got people that, like I said, devil worship and that kind of vibe, or even to some extent, like Danny said, to make money out of it, to do it for, because let's be real, money is a human materialistic.
It's a factor.
It's a human materialistic material. It's not something that the spirit needs. So where it comes to making money out of it,
no, you can't say it's
that's
evil.
where no, but
you can't say it's your choice.
I don't believe it's the root of all evil.
No, it's your choice to pick whatever view you want to pick.
At the end of the day, once you have the money,
did you choose to be black?
No, of course not.
You didn't. Did you choose to be rich?
But that's not the same thing.
No, it's a context.
When you have the money, because money isn't the root of all evil. The root of all evil is free will.
It's free will, freedom of everything.
Look at this. I could give each 3 people here 100 grand right now. Yeah. You go off and have parties. You go off and get your nut, and one of us, or it don't matter who, one of us goes off and says, you know what, I'm gonna give that towards the youths, and so it's not the.
It's your intention,
right? It's your intention, and what you're saying, I believe, is true. Some people have looked at it like, F God, God ain't giving me nothing. I want. Some people look at it like, well, the devil's gonna give me what I want right now, and they only
speak for yourself.
I can only assume to the experiences that I've had.
True.
But I mean,
there's coming back to jails though. I think that's what a lot of artists need to learn: the communication and the way they speak to their fans. If you're a public figure, you're an influential person, you've got a lot of people following you, you've got a lot of people looking forward to you as a public figure, then you have to respect yourself in order for people to respect you. Your communication, the word you pass out to your fans is really, really big. I've seen a comment after JS made that statement on the Snapchat. The comment haven't been good. So I think its publicity was bad at that point because it shouldn't come across on a Snapchat viral like that. On this platform, I'm not here to judge anyone. I'm just.
How do you use Juju?
What do you mean? How do you use Juju?
You're the one you said to use Juju.
No.
Use your mouth and said to use Juju.
What? Hold on a minute. Wait. Hold on a minute. Let me clarify this point. You said, how do you use Juju?
Yeah, how do you
I'm trying to
use it?
explain to you. Do you have an understanding what Juju is?
But this is why
But we all saying, how do you use this? This is bad. What does it mean? Do you get me? Juju is the religion.
I think what everyone's forgot.
Do you get me? Like, so you choose to use some pastors that are religious, that are Christians, they use the same gospel to do people, to rape people, to kill people.
Definitely.
Do you know what?
Do you get me? But you're still doing it.
Do you know what everyone's...
No. But what I'm saying, don't class Juju as an evil thing.
No, we're not.
You get me?
We're saying.
How do you use it? It's based on my own experience with Juju. And Juju, I don't practice Juju. Juju is just part of the culture. So it's part of culture. And what's the culture, bro? Let me just break the culture. What's the culture? The culture is respecting people. You know, give to people, believe in karma, believe in the law of the universe. This is just pure. This is basic. You just name it Juju. It's not an evil thing. No, it's not black magic.
That's just a way of life.
It's just a way of life. So way of life is us. Trust me. So you call about we call science. What do you use your phone for? What do you use your phone for? You make phone calls on the phone.
No, I hear
it's science.
I hear the point. When do you use it for? When do you use Juju then?
We use Juju on a daily life, bro.
Huh?
You want to take a drink? Wait, hold on a minute. You want to take a drink and you say, bless this before I drink it. What's that? Yeah, that's Juju. You want to drink now in the olden tradition, African tradition, you pour it to the ground. You feed the ancestors before you drink it. That's Juju.
Okay.
That's long life. Do you get me? So people see you doing that enough in England. They think, oh God, that's black Juju. It's feeding the gods. It's their interpretation about what it is.
Okay, excuse me.
So connected with the spirit.
It's connected. Do you get what I mean?
Great point. Danny said it. I said it. There's good and
We all Juju, bro.
I think, not enough of us have been watching Spider-Man.
No, I don't want.
Ben told you, with power comes great responsibility.
Definitely.
So therefore, like we said, it falls on both sides. And some people want to do things for personal gain.
True.
Some people want to do things for spiritual gain in their own people. All in the end, listen to Uncle Ben, yeah? With great power comes great responsibility. Bro,
this is energy. This is energy. And you want to talk about life, you talk about energy, frequency, and vibration. So the same vibration that is going, that you can say like, oh God, I want a good life for me today. And it's a vibration that you attract to yourself because you speak it out to the universe. That's the same vibration. Somebody will think like, I want so person to be sick because I don't like him. You've sent that word out to the universe.
Well, it's
so
do you
get me? Like,
I was always told
it's a vibration you attract and the one you push out.
Yeah, no, I mean it's crazy because my sister.
So it's energy.
I love my sister. I love you because she practically helped raise me. My sister always would tell me, be careful about how you speak about yourself.
True.
Be careful about the words you
True.
Because some things you will manifest into the energies. Now, it's crazy because, all right, to go to another point, magic and belief also kind of go hand in hand.
It goes hand in hand.
What you believe...
It's who you are, it's your magic.
Well, this is it.
That's basically what he's saying.
That's what I'm saying.
What you believe is what is true. If you give belief and enough faith to something, it becomes real to you.
Trust me, bro. You keep this for a year in your room and you keep praying every morning. Help me, host me, help me. Give it 2 years. There'll be some spirit. No. There'll be some spirit in that spin-off, in this bottle.
No,
you're attracting energy to it.
As much as we're laughing.
How come we have a statue in Africa, bro? Listen, we have a statue in Africa. They call it Yoruba. People call it Ere. It's a statue. How come people slaughter animal to that statue? That statue can't talk. Bro, that statue can move.
You're killing something that's alive.
Yeah, to it. So how come that thing has energy? So when people come, so when the white, so bro, listen to this. I'm part of the people that have sold a lot of statue in Africa. Yeah. So when there's a white person that came to my village, he wants a statue, and he tells you this statue is whoa, this statue wants £1 million. Listen to this, bro. He said this statue is worth £1 million, and this statue is worth £1. And I was like, bro, hold on a minute. How come this is worth £1 million and this worth £1? He said because the energy in this one is more than the energy in this one. I was like, how can you differentiate it? But I said, how do you differentiate? Listen to this. This is funny, but this is real. I said, how can you differentiate the energy in this from the energy in that? Because he said, this one have lived up to 200 years on the planet, and this one is just lived for 50 years. So that means people have been associating with this for 200 years than this. So there's more energy in this than this. So it's all about energy, frequency, and vibration.
So you think, basically, like, just to cut it down, if I had a statue and I prayed to it
every day, bro.
Wait, just listen, for 5 years.
Go try, bro.
No. Listen.
Honestly, let me try it, please.
5 years, he won't do it. He won't be able to do it.
I prayed to it for 5 years.
Shit, that me
Yeah, but listen to this.
I'm making a good point, bro.
Oh my God, I swear, I'm tearing up, man. Oh my God.
I prayed to it for 5 years.
Yeah.
Those holiest words.
Yeah, you're telling me that some form of spirit.
But bro, how do people from India pray to a cow, a golden cow?
But this is what I'm trying to say.
Do you get me? No. How come?
Like, I think this is what I.
But there's a belief. How can you join them? It's idolism.
That's what I'm saying.
Do you get me? Like, now you basing it as idolism. What's idolism?
Listen.
Idolism is
There's belief in this. Everyone's.
Listen.
That's going too far.
It's like,
listen.
But where is that going too far?
I
Like,
say into a bottle.
guys. It's
What people, bro, what people are meant to believe is there's one God and it's Jesus. You pray to it. If you don't believe in that, then you're evil.
listen, nobody's saying that.
Listen,
Nobody
I'm not
said
saying
that.
that. I'm saying that.
That's the majority of votes.
No, listen. I'm saying, like, all right, forget the 5 years.
This guy is-
Say I had something like, all right, this can.
Yep.
And I prayed to it all my life, yeah? I'm on my dying bed. I gave it to my child and said, look, pray to it.
There's power in that
There's
can.
powers in it. You're telling me this can is going to help them. No, just be... There's going to be energy in the can.
You need to test it. No, you need to test it. No, I'm not telling you to try it. Bro, listen. I'm not telling you to try it.
Right, so I mean, obviously, in conclusion, Bed Talks family, what's your view on Juju, black magic? What's your view on black magic as a whole? Because there's many branches and subgenres of it. Oh.
Yep. So I just believe, to summarize everything up, I just believe in this life, we are all spiritual beings in this life having a physical experience. Your experience is your perception. Your perception should not be judged by anyone because it's a free physical experience. So energy is classified under frequency, vibration. So everyone vibrates at different perceptions. Everyone has their frequency in different perception. So I can't come here and judge anyone or talk about anyone because I'm having my own experience. So their experience is different from my experience. My experience is different from your experience. I can only talk about myself, which is the freedom of right as a human being.
Okay.
I've got.
I love the answer. Honey.
Okay, so me personally, obviously, like I said, I've seen something possess and something, it wasn't obviously good, possess an individual. So that's why I know that there is definitely black magic or juju out there. Obviously, the guys are saying that there's also good magic. I believe that your heart is where it's all at. And I feel like you just need to have a good heart, have a pure heart, and good things will happen to you. If it's meant to be, it will be. And I feel like, obviously, stay connected spiritually, but the root just needs to stay good, because people get selfish and they get, oh, I want this, he's got that, I want that.
Jealousy and
then
envy.
that's when they start to seek other things that are not of good just because someone else has it, you know. So just keep your heart pure. Just keep your heart. You know, like every individual knows their heart. So just keep it good and it's all kush, man.
Cool.
I mean, look, I look at it like this, innit? Me know you love your car and your bling bling, but put God above everything. No, I don't know. Religion, spirituality. Look, at the end of the day, I said to everybody, anchor yourself spiritually, because it ties you into another part of this world, and also it protects you as well, having spiritual strength.
True.
Against these, well, look, like this, the saying goes, no weapon of form.
Fashion against me shall prosper.
Right, you understand? So therefore,
I see here the Bible.
Therefore, like, seek ye first the kingdom of God. You understand? Now, real talk, like my man's a knowledgeable brother. Seek ye first the kingdom of God.
God and everything else.
Like Honey said, keep your heart clean.
True.
And it is all about energy. Once you don't have that malicious and bitter
intention,
then you know, we want to thank you guys for joining us for another episode of Bear Talks. Make sure that you like, comment, and you subscribe. Okay, I have been the one and only Omar the author. With me, I have the lovely
Girl Honey Bee.
and also
Oba in the building as well.
all right. Tune in for the next episode.